Hey, this is Hall of Famer Devon Dudley, and you're watching every Sunday, okay, the hashtag show. Remember, hashtag show, H-A-S, hashtag show. And if you don't, then, well, I guess I'm going to put your ass through a table. Testify.
What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday. You know what that means. THS Wrestling presents That Wrestling Show. My name is John, and I'm joined by Neeson. Neeson, it's Wednesday, man. How are you?
It's Wednesday. It's a hump day. I'm not humping, but I'm here with Pingo, so everything is great.
There you go. Dylan, let's get it. Dylan says let's get it, and we're gonna get it for sure. Dylan.
Shout out Dylan. Guys, Dylan had me people hit me up on Sunday at the Rumble because they found his lovely gifs that he made of me going absolute berserk. So shout out Dylan, man.
Mike saying we're legends, absolute legends. No, Mike, you're the legend, my friend. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, as most of you know. AEW Dynamite literally just ended minutes ago, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about I guess the fallout of Royal Rumble, and then we're going to make some predictions about Mania, and we're going to talk about Shane McMahon for a hot second. One whole second of Shane McMahon talk.
Can we talk about the receipt that you just were holding up and you were shaking so sternly?
This is my, I'll just tell you, this is my Rodecaster Pro soundboard. So I have sounds for one of my podcasts, and you know it matches up, so I can press on the board and see what we got here. MJF didn't need 42 minutes. I said what I said. Goodness.
Let's start off hot, man. Let's start off with the main event of AEW.
CM Punk, MJF in Chicago. MJF gets the dub. It was indeed 42 minutes. It was they gave it the whole time. They let them do the whole thing. What did you think of this match? I almost was fine with it ending the first time. And then we got, I mean, you can only do these things with Bryce Rensburg because he is, in my opinion, one of the best referees going today. Right. The little drop of and him just looking down at it is just great stuff. What did you think of the match, Neeson?
Did he replace Aubrey as AEW's #1 main event referee?
In my heart or in the actual show?
I feel like he's been in the main events in the actual show. Like he's been the guy.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah, for a while. First, Aubrey was the person. I guess Aubrey was more so Jericho's referee.
Yeah.
You went dark. There you go. Now you're light.
Hello?
Yeah. Now you're back.
Hello?
So yeah, what I thought of the MJF match, I agree with Dylan. I think 42 minutes was way too long. I agree with you as well. I think look, long time wise isn't always great. Sometimes you just got to get to the point, and sometimes just a hot finish right at the end is the best thing to do. Why? We don't got time to be drilling out things all night long. No, we got to get rest. We got things to do the next day or right after a match, or maybe towns to make or things to do. We don't need a long, prolonged event cycle wrestling match in this point. We don't need that. And I thought as they did tell a story of CM Punk looking strong at some points, but MJF outsmarting him and still staying on top. I just thought, it wasn't. We didn't need 42 minutes. We didn't need Brandy Rhodes in the ring. So, there it is.
What, you do?
I said we didn't need Brandy Rhodes. We didn't need Brandy Rhodes.
No, he says he's got a gif of me doing the Cody Rhodes hand thing. You guys come over here. You guys come. Everybody come in. Yeah, man. Let's go. Hey, we didn't see Cody tonight, but we did see Brandy. I don't even know if we should even mention that because that was just another. Who is this for? Is that whole segment. But anyway, I want to talk about the main event. We'll get to the other thing in a minute.
Yeah.
Because there was yeah. Oof. I don't know. I think Neeson, I think I disagree with you. I think this match was very good. I don't know if the I'm saying in terms of the length of the match, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it told a nice story. We got the false dusty finish.
Yep.
And I really liked that. I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought we got the Pepsi plunge for the first time in 17 years. That popped me pretty badly. And we got Wardlow coming out at the end. Yeah. And this is the whole it will he won't he thing. And for at least for this week, he won't. As we see going back, the little misdirection thing, and he hands MJF the ring when he stepped over him. So it looks like they're on the same page for now. I thought Punk looked great in this match. Thought MJF looked great in this match. Really liked the limb work and the limb selling. I was all in on this match, and it felt important because they built it up for weeks now. So I mean, that's where I am. They got the time, and I thought they did the most with the time they had.
I'm not saying that the match was bad at all.
Oh no,
I'm saying that it was, I'm saying that it was long. Yes. I'm saying that I love the moments in it, but those moments could have been shortened out. I mean, how many commercial breaks did we have? A lot of that took time. It took me out of it. I'm not a PNP guy. Like, oh, you can watch it in picture in picture. I don't want to watch State Farm commercials in a big screen, while a woman's outside eating popcorn with a pigeon 5 times while I'm trying to, watch a wrestling match. I'm going to get up, and I think that's the issue that, when you have these prolonged matches that don't really need to be prolonged like that, then you're not even coming back to super big spots. But I think the plunge, to your point, was amazing. I think it really showed how smart MJF is in the ring, meaning just how crafty he is as in his character. And I love that. I love the fact that, and I honestly think, and here's my prediction, it will be Wardlow versus MJF for something. And I think he gave the ring to say, I'm not going to let anyone else take your first, give you your first L, but me. I'm going to give you your first L.
That's a good one. Because
I think
I was doing this for you. No, I was doing it for me, because you're going to be the first. That's going to be your first legitimate pinfall loss.
Exactly.
Interesting. Dylan, I believe Dynamite was in Wardlow's hometown. We both click it at the same time?
No, I didn't click it.
Oh, I believe it was in his hometown last week.
It was.
Yeah, so we were there last week. Thomas, we're gonna get to the I told you so in a little bit here, but wow, you're looking to be very correct.
Are very wrong, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Thomas, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's a good point with Wardlow. Mm-hmm. That could be where we are headed. And I think now it's just like, okay, now that we've gotten the first loss for Punk out of the way, where do you think we go here with Punk? Do we think that MJF was right and we get that like grizzled vet who actually he's not having fun anymore, CM Punk? Or do you think we continue to get the CM Punk we've been seeing? And who do you think's next for him, regardless?
You know what? It's a couple of things that are a couple of ways that Punk could go. This could have been a pinnacle of, no pun intended, the pinnacle of his return, and it culminating in the 5th or 6th trip to Chicago within this time. And I think now that, he took to the fans fans, and he did the parallel plunge, and he was doing all these things, and he was being very fan servicey, but his mind got distracted of what he came back, and what he came back to do was maybe go after a title and make this run meaningful. And so I think maybe this is the switch that turns it on for him to say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm clicking back, and then maybe we get them for some type of title match or our official number one contender match down the line.
Okay. Do you think MJF's his next thing for him is the world title? I know he's been talking about Wardlow winning the TNT championship and handing that over to him as a part of his contract. So do you think we skipped that part? We're not worried about that anymore, and we're going straight for world title with Hangman? Or what do you think's next for him? Or do you think we hang here with Punk?
I don't think we hang here with Punk. I think what their next big show is Double or Nothing, right? Is that
I believe that is their next big show.
The May show, correct? So that's their next big show, but they have a TV show sometime on like a TV pay-per-view sometime before that. So yeah, I think they're in an interesting, if we look at the whole show, AEW is in a very, very interesting predicament. They have Lance Archer, yes.
Revolution is next in March.
Oh, okay. So
March 6th.
So they're in an interesting, and you see it right from the top of the show. You have Mox and Daniel Bryan. I think it'd be very interesting for them to drag something out to Double or Nothing. To maybe they go for a tag team. You have the heavyweight championship picture looking a little murky. With Lance Archer had a great strong showing tonight, but still has no chance in hell of taking the title off of Hangman Adam Page. But you also had a promo and a very scruffy beard Adam Cole. And like I said, you give Adam Cole 2 seconds on the mic and he will make you believe that he can take down Brock Lesnar in 5 seconds or less. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but you give him 5 seconds on that mic and it can happen. You'll believe it. And we had that backstage promo with him talking about, even Uno, you're going to see a different side after that lights out match. Same thing that happened to Britt Baker. She lost the lights out match and then she got catapulted up and won the title. And then you have on the women's, so I think we're in this situation to where I think Revolution is their Royal Rumble, where it starts to their WrestleMania, which is Double or Nothing. And I predict we're going to see some very, very big names in the next couple of weeks, and 2, we're going to see some very big changes as far as Punk, as far as MJF and Wardlow, and Mox and Daniel Bryan, and the list goes on and on and
on. Let's not say we did.
Let's start a petition and get the Undertaker to the Hall of Fame since I'm coding that back up since his home stays in Texas.
He's
Undertaker,
regardless. I don't need to start a petition for this man.
Undertaker will be the headliner of the Hall of Fame. He's going to be
headliner. Yeah. They're going to give him an hour and 30 minutes to talk about how great he is.
That's just a walk down the stage.
Whoever intros him at the Hall of Fame, they cut to him and he's all the way in the back in the very back, and he just like slowly walks. That would be great. I would love for them to do that. That would be funny. He just is walking in a suit.
Sorry, that's the Halo theme.
That was the Halo theme.
Yeah, shout out to Sony buying Bungie, and everybody's talking about Bungie and Destiny, but Bungie has Halo. I don't understand why isn't? Did I miss something? Did Bungie not have Halo anymore?
No, they don't. They don't.
They don't?
No, they haven't.
That's probably why I don't like Halo anymore. Anyways,
could be why. But what I played of Destiny is nice.
Yeah, I couldn't really get with
Destiny 2. It's a lot. I played it like last year, and I was like, "This is a lot. This is too much, man." We talked about the main event. I want to circle back to the start of the show. You mentioned it a little earlier. We got Bryan Danielson coming out after the match and basically saying, "Join me, Mox, and we will bring balance to the force," or something like that. And
Book of Boba Fett was great.
oh, it was great. You know, it's my favorite part about Book of Boba Fett is when the person whose name is in the title isn't in the show.
You know, like, pause, wrestling talk.
Wait, we can't give spoilers. It literally just came out.
I'm not giving spoilers. I'm not giving spoilers. Pause, wrestling talk. I understand this is not, we all know the Mandalorian's been in Book of Boba Fett, right? So
What?
Peter who? So I don't mind the Book of Boba Fett being basically a side quest mission for setting up the Mandalorian season 3. And I don't mind it being these last 2 episodes also being, why are you helping Boba Fett? Like, what is the reason you're gonna help Boba Fett? Because if he just said, "Yeah, I'll be back to help you," and then like we never seen where he went and came back and was like, "I'm here with people, let's go," and then, like the last episode is just this big like fight, we're all gonna be like, "What?" And then now you have to explain that in the first episode of Mandalorian, rather than starting off Mando being an independent Mando. That's right, all my Mandos is independent. Throw your dark swords at me. That's Mando. That's Mando. So now that's the journey, right? That's him now being an independent Mandalorian, off doing his thing and exploring different worlds in Mandalorian 3. That's why I love it. But I understand why people don't like that. But
no, honestly, I love it.
Yeah, but you know, the internet is like, why?
Well, no, here my problem with we'll get back to wrestling, folks. I swear, our views just go up, and we're like, oh my god, we're a Star Wars show now. Star Wars fanatics.
Yeah, Star Wars fanatics. We're bringing it back, guys. We're bringing it back.
My problem with it is every episode that has included characters that are not Boba Fett and company feels more interesting.
Yes, you're absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely
That's my only gripe with it. I'm like, okay, this is very good. Why did this not cross? Anyway,
how we bring it back to wrestling? How we bring it back? I'm gonna smooth transition here. Smooth.
Yes.
Next episode, Sasha Banks. I bet you will be on Mandalorian. I'm putting my money on it. I'm putting my money that we're gonna see the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the cell, the DDT Mandalorian, the ESPY award winning Sasha Banks.
No, you didn't mix Destiny's Child Mandalorian.
I did.
I didn't.
I did. My mind. That's where my mind is right now. This is what happens when you have sinus issues with Santa Ana wins, guys.
Ooh, those Santa Ana wins. So Mox, Bryan Danielson. What do you think? He made a good case. Said, look at all these Looney Tunes walking around. We're big serious guys.
Mm-hmm.
We could run this place, and we could steal some of these guys with talent and mold them, basically starting a new faction. Mm-hmm. I know we might be factioned out with AEW, but Moxley and Bryan Danielson with Daniel Garcia and Lee Moriarty were 2 names that were mentioned. Sign me the hell up. I'm down with that. Do you think we get this and it eventually falls apart, or do you think we get the tease and then we get the match?
I don't think we get the faction. I do think we get the team. I do think we get the tease, then the team, and then it falls apart. For sure. But
okay.
I don't think we get the faction. And look, when he said these names and I'm like, the idea of that faction, I was like, okay, these are feelings that I've never felt before in professional wrestling. Who do I talk to about this? Do I need to go to therapy or counseling, or is this okay to talk about on Twitter? And I couldn't even tweet it because I was so excited. In all ways, but you have to understand that well, all the things he was saying were true. And the idea of them being invaded, as AEW being invaded, like it's already seeming like that, like, oh, ex-WWE people. And they leaned into that with two of the biggest stars they have in their prime that came from that place. That both didn't, I mean, they talk bad about Kevin Dunn and, you know, whatever the case, but they both are all in good standings with that place. Please understand that at, you know, WWE's, I would arguably say, biggest show of the year from the American side, Mox was named all through that. To the lead up, Mox was named all through that. That has to get cleared. So I think it's something great to tease. I think if they actually put the trigger on the gang warfare, it'd be great. I'm all for the gang warfare. Give me more gangs. Give me a triple layer sale that they did in WCW. Give me that. I want that. Okay. Give me war.
Ready
give
to
me
rumble
blood.
cell?
Yeah, give me blood and guts. With, you know, with all the gang warfares going on, because we're not gonna have Inner Circle anymore. Clearly, I'm all for it. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
What would you call this stable, and would you just call them entertainment?
You know what? I would call it something like the Pinnacle if the Pinnacle wasn't taken already, because I feel like they are the Pinnacle. But give me something dealing with the best pro wrestlers in the world. Like, they are the best pro wrestlers in the world in every single conversation that's being brought up.
All right. Was there anything else we wanted to touch on from AEW? Not really that I can think of. We got more Danhausen, which is always great.
Danhausen cursing Mox, I thought was amazing. You know what? Let's talk about this top team shit. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. All right.
Granted, I will say I missed the first minute of it.
Brandy Rose coming out instantly trying to get heat, saying Cleveland, oh, is it Chicago? And then you have the person that they're going against or trying to set up. This is coming out like, first, I'm like, who am I supposed to boo for? Who am I supposed to cheer for? That's one. Two, those quote unquote mic drop lines weren't hot, B. Like, they weren't hot. Like, oh, we only wanted you for Josh Alexander. Come. The crowd was just like, oh, okay. Like, not saying Josh Alexander isn't hot, but what you did to Ethan Page is like, you trashed him. He's been hiding behind American's top team, or whatever the case. Like, so it doesn't even seem like you even care about him, let alone care about Impact, because what did you guys do with Impact? Nothing. WWE in one night showed that, hey, you want to go over there, you want them all in your video, you want them dancing, come to Death Row. Come to WWE. Come to Death Row. what did Mickie James do? She came out and they said the Impact Women's Champion in front of 50,000 people, and it said it on the thing, and it said, and Hardcore Country playing.
That was the best thing that happened at the Rumble.
That was the best Forbidden Door thing that happened for the whole Forbidden Door conversation since Tony Khan brought it up. How you bring up the Forbidden Door and trademark the name and you don't even use it to your full advantage? Like, that's the issue, right? And so when you try to use that Ethan Page line, it doesn't hit like that, B. Sorry, that ain't it. But then you want to come in, you continue to want to oh, let's talk about your knockers. Let's talk about how fake those are. Yeah, you was probably laying face down and da-da-da-da-da. Like, so you think letting somebody talk down to your womanhood is going to make him a heel or a face when people are just like, oh, okay. And then you have nothing legitimate to come back to. And this is all to set up a match with you and their female, female MMA star. That's not Ronda Rousey, B. That ain't it. Like, we could have actually set her up individually as a badass by, hey, let's prop her up and give her some squash matches. Let's make her look like a beast. Let's have her interrupt a title match or something. There's multiple ways you could do that, but going against Brandy isn't it. And then you emptied out the locker room. You didn't even empty out the locker room for Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa. Out of here.
That was just, it almost felt like somebody wrote the segment down and then they tripped over something and all the papers got jumbled and they just started picking up stuff and went, oh, this is what we'll do, I guess.
It wasn't it. It wasn't it. So I think you gave us some, Daniel Bryan and Mox said less words. Well, Mox didn't say anything. Said less words and more time than Brandy and Dan from America's Top Team. And you wasted our time. So yeah, that's exactly what it was. So I just wanted to say that before we get out of AEW. Other than that, I thought Ruby Rose and Nia Rose. I mean Ruby Soho, Ruby Soho.
Rose. That match was fun. I like that match.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was a good match.
Was great too. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff. The tag match was fun. And now Penta's apparently blind. And I don't know what's happening with that, but that's fine.
I wish Pac stayed doing the bird box gimmick. Oh my God, that would have been so amazing.
Cool. That would have been a lot of fun if he had wrestled the entire match with that blindfold on. I wonder if he tried it, if they ran it through and he's like, I can't do this. I'm going to get hurt or I'm going to hurt somebody.
Fair. But he did a baseball slide, like through his legs. Like the same move where he broke his ankle in the middle of a ring with Chris Jericho.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Jeez. The only good thing about this segment was PVZ coming out. I mean, I agree. But, like, it's just so weird. It was like two people that the crowd don't like trying to not like, be liked. I don't know. It was very strange. It felt very unnatural. Like, and like I said, who was this segment for? That's our new segment. Who was this segment for?
Cody Rhodes.
Yes,
we're fighting racism in Black History Month.
I'm surprised he didn't show up, honestly.
Guys,
I will say I wasn't on the show last week, but he and Sammy tore the house down for sure. That match.
Yeah. And also, is this cutter week? Is this everybody gets a cutter?
This is cutter week.
You get a cutter. You get a cutter. We all get cutters.
Every week is cutter week. Yes. We all get cutters. So, oh boy, I really don't want to, but let's talk about the Royal Rumble. I had a bunch of people, Neeson, after the event say, are you guys going live immediately after the event? Because boy, oh boy, I really want to hear you talk about the Royal Rumble. And I said, no, everyone here is sad. No one wants to talk about the Rumble. And, that further proved it when yesterday you were unavailable and I went, I'm going to reach out to a bunch of people. I'm going to reach out to everybody that I know that has been on the show, all unavailable. No one wants to talk about Rumble. So here we are. We're live.
Mm-hmm.
And it is time to talk about the 2022 Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a lot of good things to say about this event. I will say they started off hot with Rollins, and I don't want to run down the whole event. I think we should just concentrate on the Rumble matches. But I do want to say Seth Rollins is on another plane of existence right now. Him coming out to the Shield music had me I was in a conversation with Jimmy, and I heard Sierra Hotel, and I stopped talking to him. I just walked away from him. I'm like, I'm sorry. I got what? Good stuff. I didn't have a problem with the finish. I thought the finish was fine. But if you have anything to say about that match, let me know. And then we can move on to the Women's Royal Rumble.
we don't deserve Seth Rollins. Unfortunately, Seth Rollins is going to go down as the most slept upon wrestler in our, like, Seth Rollins just may be, and I think I kind of compared him to this. I don't know where, but Seth Rollins may be today's Triple H, right? Like, Triple H during his time was so consistent, stayed working with the top, the top of the card, stayed having banger matches and made everybody look good, and lost all the time. And Seth Rollins is in that mode. We talk about Roman Reigns in God mode, but I think Roman Reigns is in, like, what is the new mode in Dragon Ball Z? Ultra God?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so I think he's like Ultra God mode,
Okay,
and
okay.
Seth Rollins is in God mode, because the nuances leading up to this about getting in Roman Reigns' head, and just the fact that Sierra, Hotel, Echo, Neba, Reba, Shield, bam, 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 and just the energy that he came out with, like, and it would, like, I jumped up. I literally jumped out of my seat and was just screaming, because I was like, yo, this is the energy we need. Like, this is it. This is storytelling. And I wish it didn't go on first, honestly. I wish it didn't.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
it's great that it did, because it, like,
yes.
kicked it off and we're all like, yeah. But
Yeah.
then I just felt like if this would have went on last, it would have left us more with the, all right, this is hope for this Royal Rumble season.
Yeah.
But the end, with him getting hit in the back and falling the same way that Roman Reigns fell, and hitting him the same way that he hit Roman Reigns, it
Good
was
stuff.
just masterful shit, and I loved it. I can't say enough good things about this match. But as we go talk about the Rumble matches, my niece gave me this for Christmas.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so this is it's supposed to represent how you feel. Like, so if it's on your desk, this is the happy side, and this is when you don't want to talk to anybody.
I want one.
I'm just gonna put this right here, because this is how I feel about Rumble, that I don't want to talk to anybody about it, but we're gonna have this conversation in a safe space with all of you people, with my family.
Yes, and this is a safe space, and we can all feel about the way we feel about wrestling. It doesn't matter. We're all here to talk about the great sport of professional wrestling. Now, Thomas, Dylan, women's Rumble match was fire. Women's Rumble match was incredible. I need to know why it was those things. And Ken, what's up, man? We didn't say hello to you. Hope you're doing well. I need to know why you guys thought those two that match was fire and it was incredible, because I was bored, frankly. There were a lot of things that I was like, oh, this is gonna be great because this is gonna happen, and this makes sense that this is gonna happen. And then it didn't happen. We started off with Sasha Banks coming out, and we went, she's just coming back. Man, she's going to be in this till the end. It's going to be great. Even if she doesn't win, it's going to be awesome because she'll be in the entire thing. She was eliminated, I think, in 9 minutes. She was in the Rumble for 9 minutes. If you go down, oh, that's not true. Liv was in there for 37 minutes. Okay. Women's Rumble match was only okay. The highlight for me was Mickey walking out with the Impact title. I agree. What else did we have here that didn't hit? Liv, like I said, she almost went 40 minutes. That's amazing. But we have this whole big thing with Liv trying to get back to title contention, and she doesn't even last until the end. And she gets eliminated by two people we're probably not going to see again. So where is the follow-up to that? She gets eliminated by the Bellas. They're like, you're a loser. And then they're gone. Like that, where it felt like we had a rope that was tied together and it just started fringing and then nothing, like into nothing. Only few surprise entrants for the men's match: Bad Bunny, Lesnar, McIntyre, and Shane. Don't worry, we'll get to the men's match. We'll get to it. Mickie James. Let's talk about something positive. Mickie James coming out to Hardcore Country with the Impact Knockouts Championship was the coolest thing. And I was like, this is great. And it just says Impact Knockout Champion. That was great. That was perfect. I think she lasted a decent amount of time in there as well. But there's just a bunch of stuff. For instance, Cameron, surprise entrant, one of the Funkadactyls coming back. And then we have the string with Sonya being like, oh, she's Naomi's friend? I'm going to go beat the shit out of her. And we eliminate her. And then Naomi comes out. And I'm like, why did they eliminate her? Couldn't they have done some cool... We've established that they're friends. Can't they do some double team moves and then they get eliminated? And then even the check-in on your friend was just like, are you okay? Like, it didn't even matter. Like, are you okay? Forget it. You're my friend. Nah, I don't care. Just walk away. There's a lot of stuff that just was not great. Was not great in here. Sarah Logan coming back to do 3 moves and then stare at her friend and they're like, hey, and then that's it. It's just, there's a lot of like, ugh. And then Ronda Rousey won. Yeah. Not a big fan of this. You could have done the 2 remaining members of the 4 horsewomen against each other at some point. That would have been cool, but we didn't do that. There's a lot of things we could have done to make this cooler, and it just felt like everyone was just walking around and kind of doing moves every once in a while. I did not like this match. I think it's fine that Ronda Rousey won. And I've been talking for too long. So, Neeson.
No, you were
saying
all the right things. We had Sasha Moon come out number 1. We had Sasha Moon come out number 1, right? And you don't even give her you don't even treat her like the star that, like the star that, no, you know what? Let's say this. You don't treat her like the wrestler that she is, but yet after the Women's Royal Rumble, what do? You show a Sasha Banks package about how of a star she is. Because why? Because she's going to be gone. That woman is a new contract. Talking about part-time. She's going to be gone. And as long as I've been on this show, I have screamed that she will be the next crossover star, no, rather wrestling or not. And you see it. Why? Because not only is she leading video packages and the college football championship game, not only did they finally acknowledge that she's a part of, I don't know, one of the biggest series that came out last year, The Mandalorian, or 2 years ago, The Mandalorian. Not only did they realize that, but she also, I don't know, just has been a part of every big women's event in WWE. So she wanted to leave and have her name be bigger than a title, like she said. It can be, but you have her come out number 1 and only last 9 minutes. You don't give her moments in the ring with all of these legends that you brought back for, I don't know, 10 seconds, because every single woman that you brought back probably didn't last, and this is just me guessing right now, probably didn't last over 5 minutes, if that, right? And so let's take that part out of it. let's talk about what Pingo said. Yeah, you have these tag teams that's quote unquote reigniting. Why have Cameron lose before why have Cameron get eliminated before Naomi comes out? Makes no sense at all. So you have Sarah Logan and what's her name? You got Sarah Logan and Liv. You have Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. They don't even have moments. This whole Rumble was not, wrestling moves and like spots or anything. This whole Rumble was come out high, one thing, go to corner. Come out high, one thing, go to corners. Come out high, one thing, go to corners. Name something in an actual Rumble that you actually remember happening that you enjoyed. I bet you can't name more than 5 things, because all the things you're going to name are spots like, yeah, oh, Melina and Sasha had a moment before Melina got eliminated. Oh, that's really about it. That's the only things I can name. Oh, Mickey James coming out, but she got Sarah's Mona Lee eliminated. Why she couldn't have been the last 5? She could have been the last 4 or 5 and make it seem like the Knockout Impact champion could go to WrestleMania and go title for title. But again, they still did better with come to death row. It was bad. The women's wrestling rumble match was bad. It was booked bad. The lineups were bad, but this was the first time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, them, they, she, hays, and all the things. NXT. Guys, I've screamed about NXT. You hear me? The black and gold to my heart. And even 2.0, even though I bash it, I'm like, hey, look, you got Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, Rachel Gonzalez. You got Cora that's killing it down there. You got Mandy freaking Rose, the God's greatest salvation, Mandy Rhodes down there as your champion. You got Gigi. I forget the other girl's name. You got Indy. You got Indy down there. You have so many women that could fit right into the main roster right now, that could have took some spots in that Rumble in front of 50,000 people and would have got a pop or at least a shine, but you didn't. And this is the first moment that we got from the Nick Khan era that NXT does not matter. It is not a third brand. It is not an alternative in the WWE. It is a developmental. You might as well call it FCW. You might as well put it back on local. They're just getting money over money. Matter of fact, Jesse James said on Twitter, when I was reading a thread, and the guy was like, they're losing money, it's failing. He was like, it's never failing. NXT is never failing because they're making money hand over fist. It's in one location. They're getting paid tons of money. They get higher ratings than most of the thing else on television. It may be lower in wrestling term, maybe lower to AEW, but they're getting tons of ratings.
Still a rating.
So they don't care. It's money over fist. It doesn't matter. And we see that. So they might as well just air it on your local television stations, because it is trash. It is garbage how they're doing these women and men in NXT 2.0. And let's just have Triple H, William Regal, and I don't know, pick your third, start a wrestling company, and let's do this shit.
Did you think for 2 seconds after MJF won the match that William Regal was going to come out? I know.
Yes, I mean, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yes, I mean Raquel Gonzalez, not I didn't say Rachel. I thought I said Raquel.
I don't remember. You were on a John Pingo.
Yeah, I was on a 10, but yes, you know what I mean. Yeah, cool. Go ahead, Pingo.
Do you think William Regal was going to come out on AEW and be like, we're restarting this match and it's War Games? No. I was like, oh, that'd be fun. Anyway, yeah, I agree with literally everything you just said. They don't care about NXT. A lot of people I was streaming immediately after and yelling about this on my Twitch, and people were like, oh man, it would have been cool if NXT people come out. And I've been like, yeah, that would have been cool if they actually cared about NXT. They don't care. That is their developmental now. They'll let you know when you're ready, kid, and then they'll bring you up if they feel like it. I will say, Dylan, yes, this was a huge moment, but there's only one problem with this. Where's the follow-up? They're on 2 different shows. This was literally the only thing. It's like, oh, dang, Zelina eliminated Sasha? That's crazy. Now Zelina can come out and brag about it, and they'll have a fight. Oh, wait, they're on 2 different shows. So I'm just saying there's no follow-up. Liv gets eliminated by the Bellas. Were the Bellas on Raw? Were they? I didn't watch Raw. I don't watch anything anymore.
No, they don't on Raw. I watched Raw.
Thomas, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're right. He said Rachel. Okay, moving on. It's really not that big. It's not that big of a deal. But yes, would have been great. But the Bellas are they're going to go home.
Exactly.
They're not going to stick around. There's nothing like.
You know what? To Dylan, this is to Dylan and to your point. The issue is Royal Rumble has always set up Mania, right? That set up these feuds to start off Mania and do these things. We didn't get that besides the winners. Like that's really it. But it's not even Royal Rumble has technically it's about the winners, but it's all about all the middle. It's about the meat of it, right? It's about because
it sets up stuff coming up.
And we didn't get that. And this is the first time it felt like the person that booked the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble do not watch the product at all. Like, at all. They don't keep up with it. They don't talk about it. They just said, well, that person looks cool. Hey, you should eliminate that person. Yeah.
I don't say this ever, but I think I could have booked 2 better Royal Rumbles.
I mean, I think a lot of us could have. Because
I don't like to say that because I don't know. I don't know what goes into it, but I will say I think I could have booked 2 better Royal Rumbles.
Well, we do know that TJ wasn't a part of this Royal Rumble. We do know that Shane McMahon was a part of this Royal Rumble for the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Dylan just said. So let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble. Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it because go ahead. You go ahead this time, and then I'll go.
Let's kick this off, guys. All right, men's Royal Rumble. Now I don't have the list of who came out in what order, but I will tell you this: that was probably the most lackluster Royal Rumble men's that I've ever seen. And I'm talking about those early mid 2000 Royal Rumbles were bad. Like they're when you had just a slew of people that had no chance of coming out or winning or whatever, filling up the card. That Royal Rumble, I mean, tag teams, you had Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio come out, get eliminated before Rey Mysterio's coming out. You had the Street Profits. You had Montez Ford was probably one of the hottest people going in there, not only just talking on the internet, but just within the company. Like he was really on fire. You don't even tease him winning the Royal Rumble. Boom, gone. It felt like a person, Shane, was like, hell yeah, I could do that. Don't worry about that. This, and then I'm gonna come out here, and then and then I'm gonna just get eliminated here. Then this person's gonna eliminate that. Like it was no continuity in that Royal Rumble whatsoever. And then all to have it that you had Drew McIntyre come back from a neck injury just to have Brock Lesnar come back and win when the person that both people that won the Royal Rumbles did not need to win the Royal Rumble to get to the main event of WrestleMania.
I agree.
Did not need to happen. That is not that is lazy. That is lazy booking. That is hanging on your laurels booking. That is we don't want to tell a big story. We just want to take a star and just move them through the little road instead of actually paving a road, and then actually painting the road and actually putting signs on the road and then guiding people down the road. They didn't want to do the work. And that is foul, man. And I think I'm disrespected as a WWE fan because I'm like, why do you, I'm here to be dragged along in a story. Now, granted, I would say that the Elimination Chamber match feels like it's set up perfectly for AJ Styles, but then you have AJ Styles eliminated. You had AJ Styles not even in the final 4.
He did the Shawn Michaels pose in his entrance.
Michaels, it was his time. Oh, that's what came out. It was his time. It was his time. So if we're gonna sit here,
he's done with Omos. He's just kind of doing whatever, and it's like, hey, maybe we should give the we don't know how much longer AJ is gonna be around, and if you were gonna pull the trigger on somebody just to give him we're just building up your already crazy Hall of Fame career, not even just for us, but for in general, because you've been all over the place. It would have been nice to get AJ the win and then figure it out from there. And can we go back to Jay's comment? Because for the life of me, did you think Brock was going to come out?
I did, but I was hoping they wouldn't.
You're hoping they do better.
I was hoping they know better, so they should have did better. But then again,
Brock the main man, he doesn't need to win the Rumble.
But then again, I know better.
Apparently I didn't. I was just he came out and I was like, really? And then I saw a lot of people going like, oh, I knew. See, everybody's like, I knew. And I was like, maybe I was just not. Maybe I'm not as jaded as I thought I was.
But you know, because it's one thing. I know we talked about death taxes and Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns, but it's really death taxes and Brock Lesnar in the main event of every big show with a crowd, right? So Brock Lesnar has to pose. is that thing?
Brock Lesnar must pose.
Brock Lesnar must pose. And which, look, we're not having the Mount Rushmore conversations right now, but people need to start talking about Brock Lesnar in the last 20 years, the last 12 years, probably total of being hanging on top. But he didn't need this. And I think to who said it? And to Thomas's thing about Riddle, that's already been disproven. Sean Ross Sapp already came out and said that report is false.
Oh, that was false.
Yeah, that was false. He was not supposed to win. Another name was floated out to him, but that it was not Riddle.
Did he not say the name?
He didn't say the name. No. They said it was early stages, but Brock has been penciled in to win or pinned in to win for the last 2 weeks. So
now, my question to you is WWE afraid to try anything new?
They got rid of Black and Gold because the people
that's my softball.
the people that they had. I mean, look at Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Ember Moon, Aleister Black, Bobby Murphy. These are all bona fide stars, right? You're afraid to try some. Let's name people I don't know in the company: AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Big E.
I mean, I can go down the list here. Big E, Austin Theory would have been a what in the world thing. Especially, you know what would have been cool? Since he's Vince's protege, why not have Shane McMahon help him win the Royal Rumble? Wink and leave.
I don't know. So you're saying why not tell a story?
Yeah, why not? You know,
but
that would be stupid. Story. Who would care about that? Who would care about a story?
That's funny.
In your entertainment company.
Yeah. But again, this is why I said I should have knew better. This was my fault because they're an entertainment company and not a professional wrestling company. Right. So this is my fault. And I take full responsibility for thinking that they was going to shock us and give us some sort of making of a new star rising, but they don't need to. Why? You don't need to make a new star when you have Brock Lesnar. You don't need to make a new star when you have Ronda Rousey. When you don't have those people, and your foot is on your neck and you're getting your ass smashed in ratings and the networks are coming to you like you need to do something, then, only then, you make new stars. But they don't make new stars right now, and that's okay. I do want, you know what Thomas said, go back to the Brock thing.
I got it.
Let's
Thank
talk
you.
about this. It's not going to happen.
The super chat, but here it is. I told y'all Brock was going to win the Rumble, and the direction for WrestleMania was a title unification with Roman versus Brock. I told you so.
It's not going to happen.
So you don't think? I think the other thing that is just maddening, about this is Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. He comes out the next night on Raw, and now he's in a match for a championship. So he could. I mean, I know you don't think it's going to happen, but it's probable now. He could win the WWE Championship and say, I challenge Roman Reigns. And I'll put my title on the line. It could happen. I hope to God it doesn't happen, because the way we got there is fucking stupid.
It could happen. You're absolutely right. Will it? No. Business-wise, here's why. USA is not going to say they want the same champion as Fox. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
And we see it in networks. They're like, yo, this network wants this person. It's a real conversation that is had, right? Like Ronda Rousey's, the networks are looking like, okay, you know, certain ratings go up when this person's on, some ratings go up when this person's on. We're paying this, we'll pay this person this money. That's a real conversation.
Yeah.
So business-wise, not going to happen. Otherwise, look what they're doing right now. I do think that it looks like we can get a possible triple threat match for Roman's title at Mania, meaning Bobby Lashley, Lesnar, Roman Reigns, because they have been a revolving door for the last some odd whatever, right? Like this has been this. So I see that. Now on the other side, the key person in that match to me, that Elimination Chamber match, is AJ Styles. You don't give AJ Styles has been low-key putting on bait. It's that sleeper thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is when Bray Wyatt won the title from Cena in the Elimination Chamber. At the Elimination Chamber that year, went on to defend the title against Randy Orton at that first year with the little maggots.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking. You said AJ, you mean Bray Wyatt, right?
Yes, when Bray Wyatt won at Elimination Chamber and went on to So Cena beat AJ Styles at Rumble. Wyatt beat Cena at Elimination Chamber. And then so I think
Randy, yes.
Right. So I think that's, to me personally, and that's where it feels like it's going. So I'll put my money on AJ Styles sneaking out a win, due to you got Brock and Roman, right? Roman could come out, cost Brock that. Cool. Bobby Lashley, like he could pin Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's eliminated. Roman Reigns comes out, spears Brock Lesnar again, hits him with the belt again, and then AJ Styles pins him. Boom, AJ Styles is the champion. So now Bobby Lashley, Roman, and Brock Lesnar both have a legitimate reason to go for Roman Reigns. Now my thing is, you got AJ Styles still on Raw. You got Seth Rollins still on Raw.
That'd be a great match.
And then you got Kevin Owens still on Raw. So I think as much as I think it could be one-on-one, I think somewhere you're going to get that. But the money match is Edge versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Because why?
You think that's what we're going to get?
Raw. I think we're going to get Edge versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's one night one. And then we have The triple threat for night 2.
Okay.
There's no plan for the WWE title. That's why. I mean, Thomas.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. One, I don't know where you're sourcing these things at, so I'm not gonna say confirm or deny that. But trust me that as much as they say there's no plan, they know what they're going to do with that WWE title. It's going to be on somebody that has a major star or somebody that's like Goldberg and AJ Styles or something like that. Goldberg versus it's going to be a name that's going to go for that WWE title. So you may hear that is no whatever, but trust me, they know.
I'd been reading that too, that it's like they don't know what they're doing with the title. But I mean, like, I don't, like you said, they're not going to want the same champion for both brands. They're not going to want that. Like that, I hadn't thought about that because they're on different networks. They're not going to want the same guy be their champion on both. Goldberg has one more match left. Please, God, no.
Well, don't say. I think you say his name 3 times. He's gonna go for that WWE title one more time.
Oh,
just saying. Like, they say no plans, but trust me, they're just like, oh, who do we slide in? That's all it is. Who do we slide in?
So, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. WrestleMania. I think those sound like they could be the matches. I don't know if I have any disagreements with that. I feel like that sounds like where we're going to go. I would love to see AJ defend the title. I don't know if I'd want it to be against Edge. I think against Seth Rollins would be cooler.
That'd be amazing. But AJ beating Edge, coming out hot, and then having Seth Rollins going to the summer, I'm not mad at it.
I'd be fine with that.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see Rollins versus Kevin Owens again at Mania.
I mean, how about Big E versus AJ?
That'd be great. You know what? That'd be amazing. But you know what happened? I know you don't watch Raw. You know, so you know what they did?
What did they do?
Big E is back on SmackDown in a tag team with Kofi Kingston. Big E is no longer in a main event picture. Big E is no longer a single.
He got traded to SmackDown?
He didn't get traded. He got shipped off to SmackDown. There was no trade. They shipped him off. Last Friday, they showed up and said, yes, I'm on SmackDown now. I'm back in the tag team with Kofi Kingston. And they reiterated it inside of the match multiple times. So yes, Big E, the WWE champion that lost more than one. They lost more times than he won. That they didn't give him a rightful turn. Is now back as a tag team and a singles competitor.
Wow.
Yes.
Happy
Black History Month.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's our show, everybody. Hope you enjoy. No, just kidding. So the Raw or the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, and we come to find out who it was booked by. It was booked by one of the people that was in the match, Shane McMahon.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money.
And Shane was quietly let go today. It's not quiet because the entire internet knows about it.
What is quietly let go? What's the opposite of quietly let go?
Shane, we're going to wish you well in your future endeavors. Don't tell anyone.
Shh. Did he like shake his hand like, you're fired?
So weird. quietly let go.
Quiet, like what does that mean? Like you just walk into the office and he did the
Someone passed him a note. Do you think you still work here? Circle 1, yes or no. Don't circle yes.
But Noah's already circled. He's just like circled.
Don't circle yes.
But Noah's already, and they're just like, wait, no.
Shane got released ASMR style. Yes, they hired one of the Twitch streamers to fire him.
Shane McMahon, you're fired.
I can't even hear you. I mean, I like Shane. I don't know if he should have been. Listen, I don't know his qualifications. I don't know if he should have been booking. No, Jay, that should not happen because I was literally about to say like, unless
Triple
he's
H,
like,
Shane McMahon, William Regal starts AXT.
What? AXT? American Extreme Talent?
Television.
That sounds like a different kind of company.
Yeah.
Tournaments? I don't know. Television. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I don't know if Shane should have been booking matches, but again, I don't work at WWE clearly. So I don't know what he's been doing. And he's just kind of like, we just heard his name, like, hey, he's booked the match, and everyone was like, what? And now he's gone. So wasn't there also a report that he was going to be on TV for the next 2 months?
He was supposed to be on Raw, multiple sources. So something happened. And I think the last thing that WrestleVote said, a lot of things transpired basically around Rumble, and it's just not good. And so yeah, it's bad.
Yep.
It's bad, guys.
It's bad.
It's bad out here.
It's bad out there. There are multiple dogs barking at each other. My God. And now my dogs are barking. Well,
Scotland Yard.
We got anything else before we get out of here? We want to do the little we got anything else? I can't think of anything else that besides nothing.
Nah, man. I was gonna do a hashtag of the week this week, but I'm just so disappointed in my favorite pay-per-view of the year and the way it turned out. So hopefully we could still have a pleasant ride going towards WrestleMania, on the road to WrestleMania. Hopefully is not filled with too many potholes, bridge falling down, closures, blah 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 blah.
We'll see. He was supposed to face Shane O'Mac was supposed to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I don't need that. I didn't need that. As entertaining as that might have been. Woof. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for us this week. Thanks for sticking with us. We know you just watched probably 2 hours of AEW and then you hung out with us. We appreciate that. It's a good time as always. It's time to say goodbye. We're all doing the pose. I'm doing like Hogan 50 and up. Like that's what I'm doing.
I can't even do my.
I still got a brother.
Yeah, my wrist doesn't.
So you can find me on social medias. It's at JP Thrice. You can find is that Catwoman?
Yes,
dude. Let's go, dude.
Yes,
I am excited.
Yes,
I am excited. Neeson, where can everybody find you on the socials?
You can find me at Stay Fly Life on Instagram, all regular spelling, and you can find me on the Twitter at YRF Squad on the Twitter.
There you go, guys. There you go. So Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV, Twitch.tv/that hashtag show, and Instagram.com/THS wrestling is where you can find us all of the time. But most importantly, guys, that hashtag show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, Nixon. I was about to say Tegan. Sorry.
Bye, WWE.
Bye, Nixon.
Bye.
Bye,
You guys did so
Nixon.
good.